as you can see, chat, the number of hosts that this stream has is actually equal to the number of wins that we've got so far in the NLC Div 2. That's nice, isn't it? All right, enough of that. Right, come on. Oh, Snow, welcome to the show. How are you doing, man? How are we feeling? Welcome, everybody, actually, to the very first Verdant NLC Div 2 Aftershow. We're going to be here every week on Thursdays, hosted by myself, Middlecott, with a host of different guests as we go along. Obviously, today, we have got TheSnowspy with us. How are you doing, man?
I mean, I'm doing okay. I could be doing better if Verdant wasn't 0-2.
Yeah.
But we found ourselves here, and we just have to deal with it.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance, but obviously we're not the only team in the league, and we're not the only team that we're going to be talking about. If you haven't seen this show before, which most of you will not have because it's never aired before, but if you watched the one that I did for London in the UKL a few months back, as it stands, we are just going to be basically just talking shop and having a little bit of a troll around, having a little bit of fun, doing some fun stuff on the stream, talking to some cool people. Now, TheSnowspy, we kind of lampshaded it at the very, very start of the day, but it's not been a great start for Verdant so far, as we are currently sat 0-2.
No, it's definitely a disappointing day, and more so a disappointing week. And I think the bigger issue for both of us was the fashion that it came about, especially that second game. That was a heartbreaker.
It's so rough. It's so rough, man. Like, the thing is, I feel like we got the players.
Yeah.
It just needs to come together. It just needs to come together. But I don't think we should really stop on that too long, because there have actually been some really, really strong performance. I think natives sort of after this first week have looked really, really good so far. I've been really impressed with the way that they're playing. And actually, August, I think, have been a bit of a surprise package too.
Yeah, they really have. And you know what? The one thing that I want to say that I'm so happy about now that we've got the NLC playing again, professional leagues playing again, is AD carries can stop moaning about their role being useless, because literally this entire week has been better AD carry wins. It's been better team wins, but AD carries have just looked absolutely cracked and broken.
No, they absolutely have. I think I was talking about this on Twitter a little bit. Jinx just looks super strong right now. I think Caitlyn is absolutely obnoxious. And I mean, Chris's Jhin in that game for Domino was honestly, completely disturbing at points, honestly. People keep talking about Jhin being a low damage champion, but I kind of want to show them that game, because when he's actually able to get access, when he's actually able to hit people, he looks disgusting. And I really don't like it.
It's the squishies as well. It's just, and the issue is as well, people always see Jhin just hitting tanks and they're like, he does no damage to Gragas. But Chris was he was just sniping shots around everyone, just landing backliners constantly. I was like, what is going on? It's like the American Sniper film all over again, but this time we're hosting it in Europe, and this time Chris is just murdering everyone.
It turns out that when you actually get to hit squishy people with Jhin, he does a lot of damage. But obviously, weren't the only team that played. We've already sort of briefly talked about how impressed we've been with natives. And I think they were one of the teams that, people were, pretty high on. People thought they could do well. Obviously, their top laner, Lundorf, that Gwen game that he played was gross. I've got strong opinions about Gwen Snow.
I've heard them.
Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? No, I'm gonna ramble. Okay, you're welcome.
Oh,
Gwen, disgusting.
Is immune.
She's immune, and I don't understand why. Do you know what? In the Halibut, she gains armor as well. It's not just that you can't hit from outside. That if you're fighting her inside it anyway, she gains armor. It feels like for so long, League was full of these stat check champions, stuff like Trundle and Udyr and Master Yi, really well-designed champions. And now they're back, and people don't seem to realize it. But the fact is, she could just stack check you on 0 items anyway. It's actually disturbing.
In fact, It's worse because at least,
Yeah.
you know, like Master Yi, Udyr, like, you know, they get items, then they're strong. Gwen, she's got lifesteal level 1. Like, she
I
just
don't
got
like it. I
spellbound.
don't like
She's
it.
got everything.
I
Like,
don't like it, man.
it was literally, who was it? Was it Vangstead that was playing? No, was it Vangstead that played it and got a 1 versus 5 triple kill?
Oh,
Like,
mate. That was...
Who was it?
That was gross. Yeah, in Div... it was Div 1, yeah. I think that was yesterday, Div 1. But, like, holy moly. Like, it's... It's actually very terrifying, like, what people could do with that champion. But it feels like people aren't punishing it at all. Like, that and Jinx, I feel like, apart from, like, our game today, it feels like people just let them do whatever they want to. And never actually, like, address the issues, which, like, puts you in a really, really bad spot eventually.
It's the thing. I think people are just... They keep seeing it. Like, I imagine in scrims, it's probably not popping off as hard as it can.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, obviously in scrims, you know, games snowball out of control really quickly.
Yes.
They're really bloody. Like, people take flips and stuff like that. But in, like, these kind of games where it's slower paced, that Jinx gets to 3 items super easily because she's just farming waves. It's like she becomes an absolute monster, same as the Gwen. And it's just, it's so weird to see because every game, I think you were posting about the stats on it, weren't you? Jinx was like something like 5-0 with Lulu.
With a Lulu, she's 5-0, and it's because like because like the TP changes, like it's so much harder to actually punish bot lane. And if you take Caitlyn off the table, and you're not actually like just AD diffing, like obviously if like one player's better than the other, then you're likely going to end up in a situation where even if you're on a less favorable matchup, you just win anyway because you're like turbo smurfing. But unless you like end up with those specific scenarios, I struggle to see what you can actually like play into it.
Yeah, because that's like the only time that I've seen Jinx not look good, I think, did end up being the London United game where it kind of just ended up, it was like one misplay in the bot lane that just led to more and more deaths on the Jinx, and then the Jinx just couldn't really get a foothold in the game. But that, other than that, every single time I've seen it played, it looks so strong. Like, even when it's losing, it's still pumping out so much damage.
I think that's the main thing as well. Like, I'm actually quite glad that you talked about London United because I think they're one of the more like interesting teams, like conceptually. Well, maybe not actually, because obviously they are sat 0-2, which obviously means they're they're going to win the league because that's how it works. Yeah. But their top side, particularly Icy Gale, have actually very, very impressed me. I think Kusai had a rough one last time out, but generally their top side has been like fairly stable, and that's kind of what they built this roster around. But bot lane has been going roughly.
Yeah, it's not been a good time for them. I mean, I think we were in the group call earlier, and it was kind of a meme. Icy Gales solo killed his opponent laner 2 times, and then he randomly like dives and dies, and we're all sitting there like, yeah, of course. You press tab, and his mid lane's 0-2, his bot lane's 0-4 combined. Like, what else is he gonna do? He has to try win this game solo because it's just not going well.
Yeah, and when you're in that position, like players can oftentimes look worse. Like, I'll try and find it out actually what Kusai's score was at the end of that game. Yeah, so Kusai ended up like 1-6, but I don't feel like it was like a 1-6 game. He's the sort of player that goes forward and has to make plays, especially when you're in a situation where they were like so far down. TheSnowspy looks like a younger Ben Foster.
Okay.
No way.
Wait, let me Google
Yo, no, that is actually true. That is actually true though. Hold on.
No, I don't.
Wait. It's getting me pictures of an actor. Hold on. It's getting me pictures of an actor. Yeah, hold on. The footballer. I could actually see that. Hold on.
I'll take the compliment.
Hold on.
Wait, but he plays for Watford though.
You actually look like him.
I need to pull the face as well.
That is actually you. That is actually you. That's what you look. Oh, well, less of that. We'll leave that out for a bit though.
I'm gonna change my name.
That actually never clocked in my head. Like, that's insane.
Imagine if it turned out like I was like his son that was long lost and estranged.
That's weird. What he does, like, he does a lot of content stuff himself. Like, he's got a YouTube channel where he like I don't know if he wears a GoPro during like official games, probably not, but he has a camera and he just like does like vlogging and stuff. Guy's like 40. But
Oh my god, it could actually work out. The ages could like just about work out. I that's my aim now. I want to become relevant enough that I get to like do content with Ben Foster, and then I'm just gonna tell everyone he's my dad, and that's how I get clout.
That is. Well, I mean, there are a load of like Premier League footballers that have started esports orgs. Like, I think Marcus Rashford has got one. I know David De Gea's got one. There's probably some other people as well. I don't think it's too far outside the realms of possibility that Ben Foster gets himself an esports org, and we can see some collaboration.
Make it happen.
I'm well up for that. All right, so Gleedy wants us to talk about Lucent.
Okay.
Lucent, I think it was really weird. Like, they had a really weird path to actually end up in NLC Div 2, right? Because they I think they qualified into Div 4 in the open qualifiers, but then they made a deal or merged with Alpha Pack Esports, brought along a couple of their players in Castrulan and Fantasy, and honestly, they've looked pretty good. Like, I wasn't particularly hot on them coming into the split. I thought that stylistically, I think they were one of the more obvious teams because Castrulan has been known for playing a lot of like bruiser, like weak side top laners, and then Fiyu and Zimba are obviously like really good in the bot lane. But they kind of flipped that in the last game versus Flung, and generally they've also just been looking fairly strong. Yeah, and I didn't expect this to be a 2-0 team coming out of week 1. But I think if they continue to grow, they've got like a decent foundation. And then they do have previous coaching them, but like you can't have everything.
But I mean, when you do look at it though, it's not been for the strongest schedule for them. Like they played AAB and they played Flung. And Flung looks kind of good, but it was a very close game. Like it literally could have went either way. Like I think that's the one I was talking about with Vangsted's Gwen, who was just going. Like, I think that was the game maybe where he was just going monster. Like, was that the one where they banned it? But either way, like, that was a close game. And then they played, obviously, AAB, who's not looking so hot right now.
I mean, there were good moments today, actually. Like, there was some play from Blueben. Like, I think he solo killed... I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
Was
10 teams in a league. 10 teams in a league is too many.
Fatty P.
Yes, he solo killed Fatty P. Which like was meant to be like one of our like Div 1 ready top laners, mid laners. Has looked like all right. Nothing. I've not been blown away by him in the same way that I expected to be.
It was also a weird matchup as well. Like Lissandra TF, I don't feel like that's one that's kind of being practiced at the moment because Lissandra's a bit out of meta.
But I think also as well, like I think we've been baited a little bit because like Div 1 has been going on for like a fortnight before here. And like the sample size that we've actually got to judge a lot of the players and a lot of the teams is actually very, very small. So like making sort of like those value judgments about like how good a player is, like you can make broad ones. Like you could say stuff like obviously AAB possibly lower down. I think KZ and Divinus have both been struggling, and I don't think that really surprised anyone. But I think to make more like general power level claims at this point so far in the split is possibly not particularly productive.
No. It's also just kind of rough to talk about in that setting as well because, like you said, everyone's still fresh to the league, and it always happens in pro play. Different leagues have different metas. Like LPL plays completely differently to LCK, and it's going to be like even NLC Div 1 will play different to Div 2, and there'll be a meta that develops, and at the moment, teams are still figuring that out. Like, we've got the Jinx, Caitlyn, Aphelios kind of trifecta bot lane, and then obviously Jhin has been picked up recently, and obviously people knew about it, but we saw some real good success on it. And then maybe people try to get a bit spicy, bring out the Tristana, things that can beat it in lane. We'll have to see what happens with it.
Yeah, I do want to see like people change it up because Milo's in chat. Like, I feel obliged to actually give natives a bit more time than we did. Holy shit, Sile on that Karthus was very, very like, upsetting to watch as someone that does not enjoy playing against Karthus. I thought like maybe that was the Sammy Youngles effect, but apparently the guy's just absolutely cracked on it. I think he was saying that it was actually a pick that he's practiced before and he's semi-known for, but one of the things that I found coming in for Div 2 is because it's going from so many different places in terms of like where the players for like the whole combination of the Telia leagues and the UKLC, and then obviously you've also got players coming in from like the Open tournament as well that we hadn't necessarily seen at the top of those leagues, and ends up in a place where it's really big mess of everything, really.
Yeah.
Which is why, and I mean, like, I think clear example that is Lowfire. Like, he's looked really good for August. I mean, those dodges in the bot lane on the Ziggs, where he's dodging away from the Jinno, is like absolutely insane. And that was a player that, like, obviously some people knew a lot about, but other people, like, really didn't have too much of a handle on him. So I think as the weeks sort of, like, progress and we get to learn a little bit more about the players and their different play styles, I think we're actually building to a fairly entertaining league right now.
Oh, for sure. And it still feels like, I mean, I guess it's because it's fresh as well. It still feels like you have that feeling that anyone could beat anyone. Because, I mean...
but apparently not Verdant.
Apparently not Verdant. Verdant's apparently
We'll get there.
Yeah. We've got Dan on later. We'll talk about it a bit more.
Ooh, yeah,
Got to focus on everything else instead.
I was going to say, is that a leak? But I'm pretty sure it's literally in the title. So it's probably not.
I mean, we literally started the show with a bit about being O2.
Yeah.
So it's a bit difficult to avoid.
I mean, the best teams like have rough starts to splits. I mean, like Vitality, obviously going 0-3, not great. And then as an LGL caster, it would be remiss of me to not mention the fact that DFM didn't look great coming into a 2021 summer, and then they pretty much went undefeated for the rest of the thing and won the entire split.
They're sandbagging. They're sandbagging. That's all it is.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
You make the other teams believe that you're not very good, and then you come out in the second half and just smash everybody, and it just becomes easy. But I mean,
that's a bit unnecessary. But who have we not talked about? We haven't really talked about Munster, actually.
No.
That's weird, actually, because Munster had like a couple question marks coming in. I think Gaboesh were. I just called him Gaboesh.
Gaboesh?
I just called him Gaboesh. Come on. I've literally been roasting people for mispronouncing his name as Gaboesh instead of Gaboosh. And
Gaboesh?
The first time on broadcast that I have to say his name, and I call him man.
I love the mid jungle duo of Gaboesh and Chimera. It's a crack duo.
Do you know, I love that. Just like deliberately mispronouncing. Obviously, like deliberately mispronouncing like people's names is a little bit shitty, but it's also quite funny sometimes. Like, actually, speaking of funny, man, Stumpy's casks in.
Oh no!
Oh no! It was an unfortunate circumstance.
It wasn't just like one or two. Like it happened 3 or 4 times.
Do you know what? I love Stumpy. As someone that was ex-London Esports, he's got a place in my heart, right? He's got a place in my heart. And the job of the Gragas is to just exist in the side lane there, right? And he existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? League of Legends, like pro scene, is all about entertainment, and Stumpy knows that, so he provides us with entertainment.
Excellent. Well, we are going to be providing you with a guest, I believe now, as Mr. Dan Holt, I think, is going to be joining us for this next bit. Assistant coach of Verdant. How are you doing, my man?
Hey guys, how you doing? It's a pleasure. I'm a bit nervous. You know, there's an ex-England goalkeeper there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a big Watford supporter as well, so you know it's a big moment. The cycling GK.
Well, I mean,
also, what the hell's going on? Can you stop letting in so many goals? Like,
hold on.
Maybe you need to stop on your YouTube and focus on football.
When you win a game, I will not let another goal in.
Hold on, Dan, man. It's very bold of you to come in here and flame TheSnowspy, who, might I remind you, isn't actually Ben Foster, for letting in a load of goals recently, when it's not been a great start for Verdant. And I don't want to go on this. I don't want to go on this too long, but let's just have some like generic questions. What's team morale like? How are we going to bounce back? Stuff like that.
Team morale's really good, actually. I expect them to be a little bit down and disappointed. Usually, I've just come out back-to-back meetings with the players and the staff, and usually what you do straight after a game is not talk, because that's the worst time to talk, because everyone's emotional. But all of the players wanted to talk. All of them were very rational and objective. All of them were really upbeat, well, not really upbeat, obviously they just lost, but they were upbeat considering they lost. But they exactly. They were like, let's sort out what we're gonna do. Let's get this sorted. It's not good enough, and let's like move on and learn from this. What are we gonna do? Which is really, really good sign. It's really good and positive. And every player, not like, everyone was involved. So in terms of morale, it's really good. And we've got a lot of work to do. Everyone keeps asking me what I'm going to do. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you. Like,
I'm
just going to give you a generic answer. They asked me that twice on broadcast. Like, what do you want me to? Like, you ask me a question that I can answer.
I do enjoy the coach interviews sometimes, because I you've got to be very careful with obviously what you say, right? And there is a line. I'm just waiting for a coach interview where they ask him questions and there's just no response at all.
Yeah.
Just completely stonewall it.
Or they just leak everything. They just literally next week we're going to be practicing some MF comps to counter the jinx. Well,
it's not even that. It's like, I don't want to talk about the errors we had from my players in a bad light. Because that's the only way I can answer that question is talk about all the stuff that's going wrong at the moment, and then that's like, I don't know, I'm not doing that in front of you guys, So
well, I think there's always that rough thing, about losers interviews, right? It's a different...
I think they're good. I like losers interviews.
Oh, actually, so what's your sort of angle on them then?
I think they're good. I just think the questions need to be not what are you doing now you've lost. It needs to be, a bit better than that, because it's like,
So you've lost. Do you feel like you're gonna go to Disneyland, and what ride are you gonna ride first when you go there?
I mean, no one's gonna get. If you ask that question, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna give up. I'm quitting league.
It was a good idea.
A generic question about how we're gonna get better. A generic answer. So
that's cool. How are you going to improve?
Through Notepad.
So and I don't think it's good content. So the draft one was good. I think the draft question was good. It's just the wrong person, but it was the draft question was all right. Asking about drafts, I think that was a good question.
You know what, Dan? It sounds like you got a fair bit to do. It sounds like you might want to relax a little bit. So I've actually prepared a little something here. We've actually got the NLC Div 2
I did not know this was coming.
Tier list. I got to spring it on you unexpectedly.
So, Middlecott, I saw your tier list, and there was one player particularly that I think you did really hard, and that was Topi. You have not seen this boy play.
All right. We're not rating players here. We're not rating players here. We are doing.
I know we're not. But I'm just
okay.
Teams. I mean, natives got to be up there, aren't they? What do you think?
So obviously, preface before this, none of us are graphic designers. Whilst graphic design is my passion, I am shit at it. So if you made these logos and we rate it highly, we don't know anything. So don't take it seriously. Obviously, we're going to start off with Verdant, right at the top of the league.
Yeah, good logo.
Yeah, solid.
Good logo, solid. Only time we're going to be there all split. Sammy, I didn't say that.
Oh no, he's turned against you now, Dan. It was during game 2. His hopes were they were lifted, then they were crushed, then they were lifted again, and then that bloody General, that last shot, that fourth shot.
It didn't hit. It didn't hit.
He literally was screaming in Discord it didn't hit. It didn't hit. Rocking back and forth.
We'll forget that. We'll let that lie for now though, and we'll punt through these. So I think we'll start off alphabetical order.
Okay.
Which I think actually means that this is meant to be around here, because I've had conversations with numerous Danish people. I know, pity me. It's actually Orbay, and the double A is the last letter of the Danish alphabet. So we'll leave them for last.
Okay.
Does that make sense? And we'll go with Domino. Obviously, last place. No bias based on today's results at all. But I feel like that's fair. That's fair, right?
The reason why I don't like it is because the orange outline. Like, if it's just the middle circle
so
logo,
that's for Twitter. So I did, disclaimer, I pulled most of these off Twitter, apart from London United's, because theirs is like one of the flag waving things, which I don't think is their official logo. So I've done that. So the orange outlining thing is just because of Twitter. Like, that's not actually part of the logo.
Okay.
So if we're gonna rate them fairly, where do we think they come?
So we're talking not on logo, as TheSnowspy keeps trying to do. We're doing it on...
No, logo. It's just the orange
I thought we were doing on performance so far.
Yeah.
I thought it was... sorry, I got the wrong idea. I thought it was a serious show.
I did a tier list last week, man. I'm not doing... I'm not going to keep doing tier list, man, okay? That is not reliable content.
I thought we were going to splash out a quick tier list, you know, after we
love tier lists.
Yeah.
Every day, Middlecott does a new one.
That's actually it. That's my whole vibe here.
Was it Jake Dunn who was saying tier lists were below him, and Middlecott's just there like, nah, mate, best content ever.
Of course.
Sliding
I have got no qualms about doing low quality content at all.
Daily tier lists with Middlecott.
So yeah, Domino. Obviously, we'll ignore results and everything. That doesn't matter. I don't know where the domino is. That's my issue with this logo. I can't see where the domino's meant to be.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I do see that.
Like, where's the domino? They're called domino, but I can't see the domino.
What is that?
What's a domino?
No, you know what a domino is.
You know, like the old people, they're playing that in the old people's homes, you know, the little thing. You play it when you're a kid, you know, you got numbers on either side, you match them up.
I mean, like, it's not, it doesn't offend me.
It sounds like
I think we need a baseline bottom logo, and if we had a baseline bottom logo, that would be Domino. Out of the other ones, like I feel like Domino just rocks out as a worst one.
I got to disagree with you there, because I think so. For me, a logo's got to tell you who the team is.
Yeah,
and I prefer it when there's writing on it. You know, makes it really clear.
Are you trashing Verdant's logo right now?
No, because Verdant's logo is the name, and then you've cut it short, right? Like you've made it little.
This is the socials one. Yeah.
So I mean, this is quite funny because I've already had this conversation, been through this with someone before the split started, so I already know. But yeah, so for me, like ones like Lucent's one, I don't like because I don't know who that team is. Ooh. If I just look at it, if I don't know who Lucent are, I don't know who that team is. You know. Whereas Domino, I might not know anything about them, but I know that they're called Domino from that logo.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, that is. Oh. Do you know what?
You went real hard, real quick.
I don't want to put my name to this, man. Like I'm looking at the Swish, like it's modern, it's sleek.
I'm sorry.
To be fair, it does look less esports org, more company that makes very niche scientific equipment.
I mean, it'd be fine if it just had Lucent next to it, like above it, below it, down somewhere, or even if it was an abbreviation, because then you can maybe Google it, if you just see that logo.
It is an L, so at least I got something.
Is it?
Kind of. It's like a curve. You can see an L in there.
Okay, all right, I'll give you that.
There's probably going to be a few L's in their future, so. Don't need to worry about
do you
want
to do the one that you want at the top? Because I think that's
so. For me, the one at the top is probably natives.
Really?
For me.
Okay, not August. I thought you were going to go August.
I really like August actually. Like I feel like they're both kind of up there. Like it just looks like so adorable. Like I can't besmirch that, unfortunately.
I feel like you need to put it near the top because otherwise Twitch will, Twitch and Twitter won't be happy. Like if you put that one near the bottom.
Do you mean
that's the main reason?
Do you mean Mrs. Teddy?
What did you say? Who made it? Is that who made it?
I think she's doing all the graphic design and the
okay
thing.
Banger.
She's got You put 2 logos up
I
there
can't
without
believe I'm
names
doing
in
this.
them.
I can't believe I'm rating yeah. I thought we were going to have a serious talk about League of Legends, and we're just rating logos. I completely misunderstood what was going on.
Okay, you came in here, said, I hate losers interviews, it's trash content. So the middle
Hang on.
flipped the script and you went, nah, not having that, not having that. You can't have it both ways. Either you get really trash entertainment or you get bad questions. You got one of the two.
Oh.
You can give me questions, just give me good ones, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Here's a good question. What do you think about Lightside's logo?
See, that's another one where there's no writing on it.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not sure who
yeah,
it
there
is. Is there?
There's an L and an X.
Are we going with that one, or is it the blue one? Because like their color scheme's normally blue.
Oh, they've
and
got
I prefer
a blue one
that
as well. Yeah. See, I grabbed this off
What
Twitter
you-
again. People
I
need to
feel
stop
like what
doing
you've
that.
done, you know, if you went on the NLC Twitter,
Yeah.
you know, they've got all the logos.
But that would imply that I'm good at doing things. I'm sorry.
I mean, call you out on a.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dan. If your logo on Twitter isn't your logo, you've missed the point.
Yeah.
You've missed the point.
Good point. Very good point. Very good point. Good point. Well made.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're talking about the Lightside logo anyway. I don't like this, to be perfectly honest. It's using negative space well, but until I actually looked at it, like preparing this, I couldn't tell that it said LS on it.
Look at this boy using technical terms like negative space.
I literally just copied Gleedy, like you said it.
Negative space.
I can't see chat.
I'm
it's probably a good thing if Gleedy's in the chat. He's probably flaming me now.
No, it wasn't Gleedy actually. It was Milo. But he misspelled genius when he said it, so it's fair enough. I really don't like this, honestly. I don't think it's particularly clear. Well,
You're putting it C tier? Okay.
I think it suffers from the same issue as like Domino, but at least Domino went, hold on, our thing kind of doesn't look like a domino. We'll put our name on it.
We'll make people know what it is.
So yeah, I mean, do we have strong opinions on that?
I'll accept it.
You'll accept it?
Yeah, I'm going to accept it as well. I mean, to me, it's Lucent tier logo again. Maybe because it's got the LS, but I can't see an LS on that.
The main thing is because
Maybe I can see an L.
with my eyes, I can't tell. Like I literally do not understand what the AAB logo and the monster. No, it's not the.
Well, is this the resolution like the share screen or something? Because I can send you a link if you need to.
No. It's not the resolution on the share screen. It's literally like, what am I looking at?
It's quite clearly a bull. It's quite clearly a bull.
I'm so far away from the screen, like I can't really see.
Well, Dan, I literally told you 30 seconds after we started doing this logo tier list that we'd be doing a logo tier list. Come on,
that's
man.
a bull?
It's a bull.
Oh, I get it. The horns on the right.
Oh, are we really right? Oh, are we really doing this? Last time I did this, like, Sin thought that the monster logo was a moose. Like, what is wrong with the League community and animal identification? Like, so
Wait,
we all know what animal you are, Middlecott.
Is it not a moose? Is it like an Alaskan
It's not a
elk?
moose!
Is it
It's not a moose!
An East Anglian elk?
It's not. It's.
What's he supposed to be?
What is it, Middlecott? I don't know what it is either. What is it?
It's a big old deer. It's a big old deer, okay? In Ireland, back in the day, before things were, deer were big. And that's what it is. It's a big deer representing Munster, and it's like something to do with like that whole province of whatever. Okay? So it's a deer. It's not a moose, okay? And it's
I feel like they should have a caption that says it's a deer, not a moose, just to avoid any confusion.
I mean, they've got Munster Rugby Gaming on it, right? Like, you know, it's good.
You can't have like cliff
Can you
notes.
please give me a side-by-side comparison of a moose and that logo, please?
Oh my! Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? Are we really doing this? Okay. Right.
Do you know what a moose is? Have you seen a moose?
I've seen a moose.
Right.
I know what a
Okay.
moose looks like.
Right. Let's get a picture of a moose. I can't believe in the first time.
Okay, actually, no. I'm looking on Google, and it does look like a deer.
Right, okay. TheSnowspy, that is a moose, okay? That's a moose.
Yep.
Oh
I
my,
know that.
this conversation is literally years old, okay?
I mean, it's not the best looker.
Middlecott, what is it?
Oh, I recognize it. It's because of the nose. See, moose have like thicker snouts. That's
Oh
what
my
it
God.
is. I should have
Oh
known
my
that from the
God.
start, guys.
Oh my god, it's so obviously not right. And it initializes just like sent a link. Literally.
Whoa,
It's-
why they got? Why every time I see their logo, it's a different color? This is
It is
immense.
actually. That is weird. That is weird, actually. But yeah, hold on.
That's the rugby one. That's not the Munster rugby gaming one. That's why. I think.
Well, it's the same logo.
the
They
same-
just put
it's the same-
gaming underneath it.
Oh
Yeah.
no, exactly. Different logo. New
Wait, hold
logo.
on.
What? So the gaming affects it.
Yeah.
Wait.
Don't take precious work.
Dan's a
money
big
out
hold
of
on.
it.
fan of this one. It tells you what the team is, and it tells you what they do. Like, he's a big fan.
It's a
I
stag.
am,
So it's a
I am.
stag. Okay. It's a
good.
stag.
It's
It's a
good.
stag.
It's a
Right.
stag. There we go. See.
Exactly.
Right,
So
okay.
we're both wrong.
I mean, isn't
Well,
a stag a male deer? Like,
Yeah. A deer is a deer. A doe is a female deer. Ray,
true.
a drop of golden
From the
sun.
song.
Me, a name to call myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah. All right.
Oh, right.
Come on then. So
Mera,
Munster,
Mera,
I
it's
do
not
like
enough.
Munster's
Right.
one. I like AB's one. Both of them, they've got writing on. You know who they are, and they're
Yeah.
not as good as Verdant's.
It's solid.
I think it may be better than Natives. Yeah.
I don't know if you can
That's
hear that,
cool.
but my dad has just started the singing Sound of Music outside my door.
I can hear
Brilliant.
it slightly.
Oh no!
Do we do a
Oh,
sing
no.
along now?
Oh,
I'm not singing.
maybe next stream. Maybe
All right,
next
we've
one.
got 2 more logos to get
Oh,
through.
my
2
Lord.
more. We can do this.
We didn't even properly place them. I just chucked them on there. Oh my word! Oh
No,
my
I
word!
think so. Dan's rating Natives B and Munster as A, but
And AB and Munster is A, I think, because they both very similar. Both have got
Right,
name of the org.
Oh, this is.
And, you know,
We need to fill out the middle. This happens every tier list.
well, London's going in the middle. It's got the name, but then there's nothing else. Like, it's just a bit boring.
It is actually
Couple
text.
pluses.
I mean, it's like nice. And,
It's text. But it's informative.
Yeah.
You know,
it's London United.
it's also it's annoying because they haven't spelled the name fully. You know, but
well, actually, I'll have you know,
Oh, so it's in the middle.
Ludden United.
yeah, exactly.
United. Okay. Also, like the little blue things make it look medical for me all of a sudden. Like just for some reason.
Right.
Like the blue cross, it feels like it's a medical symbol, which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
They're going to need some medical aid after today's destruction by Munster.
Ah,
Damn.
damn.
Get me some button packets.
I mean,
Oh.
was that anything other than them just getting absolutely destroyed?
All right, Dan. Like,
All right,
literally,
all right.
Why are you just like
Dan,
sweet?
I know.
Dan,
I mean,
we're
it's
0-2.
clearly not
We're
very
also
either,
0-2.
It's
Okay,
like
you can't
it's
talk about
I know.
this.
You guys are the kids in the sandpit that like everyone else is egging on, and you're like punching each other and throwing sand in each
All right,
other's
okay.
eyes.
Munster were really good. That's what I'll just say. Okay, so
Yes.
we're in all London. Munster were really, really good today, and they showed that they are one of the best teams in the league by their way they played.
They've also got a good logo. So, do we reckon Munster above Natives then? Like, do we?
I
check
think
that
so.
here? Yeah?
I think Natives is in beta, but
Don't you dare do it. Don't you do it, Middlecott. Don't you do it. Don't you do
I-
it.
I-
Don't
I-
you do it.
I feel like there needs to be another tier. Like, can I add another tier? Is that like a possibility?
Really?
Hold on one sec. I just need to check this.
Whether you, yeah. I mean, you could just shuffle everyone down a tier.
I don't want to do that though. That feels mean. Like people have. I don't feel like. I'm gonna really piss off Gleedy
You know what?
again. I don't feel like anyone else deserves to be D tier.
All right. Leave
Right.
Natives up there. We're deciding on the last logo.
Right, flung. Well, this feels painfully generic for me, honestly.
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I'd say
wait.
this is B. I'd go B tier.
You
with
like this
I
one,
think.
Dan? What?
I think it's fine. Like I think it's maybe maybe C. No, C. I think C. Because it hasn't got the name, but it has got an F, right? Like, it's an F. Whereas like the LS, you don't really know what it is. The swishy thing, like, is it an L? Is it a swish?
I like that you just go, it does have an F in it. Good job. This is like CBeebies.
I'm keeping it simple for Snowspy. He doesn't know what Snowspy. He doesn't know what animals are. Which one's which?
Do you know what? I really thought that doing this, people would have learned the difference between a deer and a moose, but apparently not.
I've never seen a stag in real life. Actually, that's a lie. I have seen one, but I don't know where I'm going. I've also never seen a ghost, but I was going to mention how I know Augus's logo. All right, I played Phasmophobia, and ghosts don't look like that, so we're moving August down to D tier.
What do you mean ghosts don't look like that? They're not real.
Ghosts don't look like that.
What do you mean they don't look like they're not real? Have you ever seen Casper? You ever seen Casper? Like, that's exactly what he looks like.
Okay. Well, he doesn't look exactly like that.
All right. He's not dead. He is dead.
I thought it looks more like the ghosts from Pac-Man.
True.
Actually, yes. No, Snowspy
But they're
said
not real either.
No, Snowspy said
they're
that
not real, but
Snowspy said
it
that
looks
is
like
what a
that.
ghost look like. So, like,
It's not what a ghost looks like. It's not what a ghost looks like.
Do you know what? Are either of you going to make a compelling argument for me to move any of these around?
Just the LS, the light side one needs to be lower. It needs to be in D. It doesn't deserve being next to Domino.
Oh my god! I just think Domino's the best logo. If it was up to that,
right, there we are. Is that better? Is that better, Dan?
That's what it'll be.
It's got their name on it, therefore it's a good logo.
It literally could just be a pile of turd, and as long as it has the name on it, Dan's like, great logo. Yep. We've nailed that one, guys.
Do you know what? You said that you didn't want the light side logo to be next to the Domino one. How about that?
Thank you. Thanks. That's much better.
Create a buffer. Great.
Flogging it in this situation really is the Belgium of NLC Div 2 team logos.
Just keep them apart. And then you've got London United as the buffer between the good logos and the bad.
I'm trying to work out the link there, Middlecott. Is it just because it looks like waffles, or
no. Belgium was created. Chocolate? Belgium was created as a buffer state to maintain the balance of power in Europe.
Sorry. Okay.
But no,
I'm not up on my European history.
Yeah, the European history quiz is next week, so.
Okay.
Dodge a bullet there.
Yeah.
I think we'll call that. I've made this a template, so I'll tweet out this if anyone wants to make their own version and thinks that I'm like
just
don't
wrong. Tag me in it. I don't agree with it. I'll make my own. I'll post it separately.
That's fair enough. Right, but yeah, I think we'll chill on that for now. I'm happy. Doesn't matter if anyone else is because it's my show. I mean, Verdant show. I mean, please don't fire me, Sammy.
All I can hear, right? All I can hear is bleeps of Discord, right? I'm just hearing like bleep, bleep. I haven't put myself on. So either people are watching and messaging me, but like, what the hell is this? Or something else is going on.
Sammy's going. He's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah. So
tear up the contract. He's out of here.
See, that's the thing. That's why me and Middlecott are on Do Not Disturb, and no one's stopping this train.
Right, but we do have another week of competition ahead of us, gentlemen. And we'll just bring that up now. So, obviously, games have already been completed on this side. We don't talk about the losses. What are we looking forward to next week? Is there anything just like immediately is calling to you in terms of games?
I think like light side Munster, light side before the split were one of the favourites. After last game, I don't think they were very good last game. I think they made AAB look better than they were. But yeah, I think that's probably like if you looked at it before the split, probably, and you're looking at week 2, game 1. I think that's the one you're looking at. Munster shown today, right? Like they showed against natives, and I think that they were close with natives, and then today they just played very well.
Just Goomba stomped.
Yeah,
I think the key thing as well is they actually took the lead that they had in bot lane and they used it around the map. I think that's such an important thing because London United as a team, They've got good top side. Bot side's generally weaker. If you can get a lead bot side, you need to start moving it around. Otherwise, you can get kicked in the face. I kind of want to see August London United because Arcane Teddy versus Icy Gale has been.
That's gonna be a banger.
As well as it's going back to sort of like UKL Summer. These were the two guys that were really duking it out and fighting for sort of like the title of the best top in the league. Obviously, London United ended up winning the split, but I think Arcane Teddy got the MVP. And maybe that's weighing a little bit on Icy Gale's mind. And I think generally in terms of the team's power level as well, I think August may have a slight advantage, but it's definitely very, very close, Snowspy. And I'm really excited to see how it pans out.
I mean, for me, I'm really excited because the matchups that we have next week is kind of going to determine top of the pack, middle, and bottom. Like the spread is going to start to happen, and especially because you've got August and London playing both 1-1 now, and then London the day after that or 2 days after that plays against Domino, who's also 1-1 at the moment. So that's when you're going to sort of start to see a little bit more at which teams are kind of pulling ahead and who's going to really be that top team.
Yeah, and then
I think that when you're saying about the August London, sure you got the Arcane Teddy against
Icy Gale.
Icy Gale, sorry. But I think August is such a better team than London, I think. And so whereas those two probably is going to be a good match, I think the rest of the map it's going to be a little bit one-sided. I think Topi and Kusei. How do you say that one?
No, Kusai,
I'm really bad when saying names. Yeah, I think that should be a good sort of duo. But then I think August have the better jungler, and they have the better bot lane as well, I believe.
I mean, I'm born this way in like the first game of the split. Like that was very, very impressive, and a load of people like really taught them out as like August released this video where like. I think it was CJ Shaw talking about him being the second coming of Jesus Christ or something. That's getting into a sort of theological debate that I don't really want to have. But yeah, I think he looked good. Last game versus Natives, I think Sele kind of just existed on Karthus for long enough that Lee Sin became irrelevant. But still, like there was some stuff there, right? Now, Dan, obviously, a couple more games for Verdant. Next week. Are we going to be sitting 0-4 by the end of it?
No.
Excellent.
It's 2-2.
That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear.
Are you willing to bet something on it?
All right. What do you want to do? I'll come back on air.
Why are we getting punished?
I'm sorry. I didn't realise the experience was that painful for you, man. Sorry, man. I know the tier list was unexpected.
You have to have me back on.
Is that what happens? It's just like as long as like Verdant keep winning, like you're just the only guest on the show.
No, I don't know. We can put something on it if you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'd have.
I mean, but like we both want Verdant to win though. So
yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah.
All of us are biased here.
Yeah, so I'm not sure how we'd ever do.
So maybe later on in the split.
Maybe later on, yeah.
Good.
If Verdant win, we're all happy. If they lose,
Winter gets to stream again, so we're still happy.
Oh, shave your beard.
Oh no, my girlfriend would go crazy if I did that.
I would commit to it, but I don't think I could force Dan to. Or are you that confident though? Are you?
No.
He's not that confident.
I get chucked out if I shaved off my beard. I think. I did accept
and ship it. Dismaying the Verdant roster as Dan Holt wouldn't shave beard because he doesn't trust team.
Oh no! Do you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy being 2-2 by the end of next week, and I think that'll do it for us for today. Dan, thank you so much for coming on. Obviously,
thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun.
Obviously, you're a big fan of losers' interviews. I'd normally say,
yeah, I do like them.
But like, clearly, you're well up for it. So good on you, man.
No, I think it's good. Any interview is a good interview for me. It's all about the questions, though.
Hell yeah, man. Right. And thank you very much to Snowspy for joining me in this little excursion. Really enjoyed chatting with you, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Can you call me by my full name, Ben Foster, please?
All right, then. Let's wrap that up. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I have been Middlecott. We are going to be back here same time next week, celebrating a nice 2-0. We will see you there. Bye-bye.